Have you ever received a gift that made you feel uneasy, like something about it just didn't sit right with you? Maybe it brought unexpected tension into your life, or things seemed to go wrong soon after. Could it be that some gifts carry more than what meets the eye, hidden energies that affect our peace and harmony? In Buddhist teachings, everything in this world, including objects, carries energy. Some of it is uplifting and positive, while other energies can disrupt your spiritual balance and invite negativity into your life. The gifts we accept from others might appear harmless, but they can sometimes carry unseen karmic baggage, shaping our emotions, relationships, and even our destiny. Think about it. Every object has a story. It has passed through hands, hearts, and circumstances that leave an imprint on it. What if that beautiful item you brought home carries the emotional residue of pain, jealousy, or conflict from its past? Can these unseen energies impact your inner peace? This is where the wisdom of Buddhist philosophy becomes a guiding light. It teaches us to be mindful not only of what we give, but also of what we receive. By understanding the spiritual implications of accepting certain gifts, you can protect yourself from negativity and create a space that nurtures peace, harmony, and spiritual growth. In this video, we'll uncover 9 types of gifts you should never accept from anyone, according to Buddhist teachings and spiritual insights. These aren't just material things. They represent deeper energies and karmic connections that could disrupt your path to balance and happiness. Stay with me as we explore not only what gifts to avoid, but also the reasons behind these teachings. You'll learn how to identify and handle such situations with wisdom, ensuring that the energy in your life remains positive and peaceful. By the end of this journey, you'll have practical tools to safeguard your spiritual environment and invite blessings into your life. So, are you ready to take control of the energy you allow into your space? Let's begin this transformative journey with the first type of gift you should avoid: inherited objects with troubled pasts. 1. Inherited objects with troubled pasts. Imagine receiving a family heirloom, a beautiful piece of jewelry or an antique clock. It's stunning, rich with history, and you feel honored to own it. But what if this item carries more than its physical beauty? What if it holds the energy of the suffering, pain, or conflict experienced by its previous owners? In Buddhism, it is believed that objects can absorb and retain the emotional and karmic energy of their surroundings. This concept, often referred to as residual energy, suggests that items inherited from people who face turmoil, illness, or misfortune may carry those vibrations into your life. These energies could manifest as subtle feelings of discomfort, recurring misfortunes, or an inexplicable heaviness in your home. From a spiritual perspective, accepting such objects without mindfulness can unconsciously invite negative karma into your life. The Buddha taught that mindfulness extends not just to our actions and thoughts, but also to the material things we choose to keep around us. By being aware of the energy an object carries, you can make choices that align with your peace and spiritual balance. Consider this. A friend gifts you an antique necklace that once belonged to their great-grandmother. You're excited to wear it, but soon you notice a pattern of conflict and stress whenever you have it on. Arguments erupt, and you feel an unexplainable anxiety. Could it be that the energy attached to this item is clashing with your current state of harmony? Practical advice. If you find yourself in possession of an inherited item with a troubled history, here's what you can do. 1. Perform a cleansing ritual. Buddhist traditions often recommend purifying objects to release negative energy. This can include meditating with the item, smudging it with sage, or reciting mantras such as the Om Mani Padme Hum to cleanse its aura. 2. Reflect before accepting. When someone offers you an inherited item, pause and reflect. Consider whether this gift aligns with the energy you wish to cultivate in your life. 3. Let go with gratitude. If an inherited object doesn't feel right, it's okay to let it go. You can pass it on to someone else or respectfully return it to the giver, explaining your feelings with kindness. Inherited items can be beautiful and meaningful, but it's crucial to approach them with awareness. By doing so, you protect your peace and prevent the unseen energy of the past from shaping your present. Now, let's move on to the second type of gift you should avoid: gifts given out of obligation or resentment. 2. Gifts given out of obligation or resentment. Have you ever received a gift that didn't feel genuine? Perhaps it came from someone who felt pressured to give it, or worse, from someone harboring resentment toward you. While the gesture might seem kind on the surface, gifts given with such emotions can carry hidden negative energy that disrupts your peace. In Buddhist philosophy, intention, or satana, is a key principle. The energy behind an action is just as important as the action itself. When a gift is given begrudgingly, out of social obligation, or with ill feelings, it carries the weight of those emotions. Accepting such a gift can inadvertently bring those negative vibrations into your life. The Buddha emphasized the importance of mindful giving and receiving. A gift offered with resentment is not an act of true generosity. It's a transaction burdened with hidden emotions. Accepting such a gift could unconsciously create feelings of guilt, unease, or a sense of indebtedness, which may strain your relationship with the giver. Imagine a colleague who doesn't particularly like you giving you an expensive present at a work event. Their body language seems tense, and their words, though polite, lack warmth. You accept the gift, but afterward, you feel a sense of unease. Over time, your interactions with this person become more awkward, and you can't shake the feeling that the gift wasn't meant to bring you joy. Practical advice: when you sense that a gift might be given out of obligation or resentment, here's how you can handle the situation. 1. Trust your intuition. Pay attention to how you feel when receiving the gift. If something feels off, it's okay to acknowledge that feeling and proceed mindfully. 2. Graciously decline if necessary. If the relationship allows, you can politely decline the gift by expressing gratitude for the thought, but explaining that you don't feel comfortable accepting it. 3. Transform the energy. If you've already accepted the gift and feel uneasy, try transforming its energy. Place it in a space where you meditate, or cleanse it by visualizing positive energy surrounding the item while you recite a mantra or prayer. Gifts given out of obligation or resentment can subtly impact your emotional and spiritual well-being. By being mindful of the intentions behind a gift, you can protect your inner peace and maintain healthier relationships. Let's now explore the third type of gift to avoid: gifts meant to manipulate or control. 3. Gifts meant to manipulate or control. Have you ever received a gift that came with strings attached? Perhaps the giver had an ulterior motive, subtly expecting something in return. While the gift might appear generous on the surface, it could actually be a tool of manipulation, meant to control your actions, feelings, or decisions. In Buddhist teachings, true generosity is an act of selflessness, free from attachment or expectation. When someone gives a gift with the intention to manipulate, they taint the act with greed, desire, or power. Accepting such a gift can create an invisible bond of obligation, leaving you feeling trapped or indebted. Manipulative gifts can disrupt your emotional freedom and create unhealthy dynamics in relationships. The Buddha taught that attachment is a root cause of suffering. A gift given with controlling intentions binds both the giver and receiver in a cycle of attachment, eroding trust and peace. Picture this: a distant relative offers to pay for your expensive vacation. While it sounds like an incredible gesture, you later find them making demands on your time or decisions, reminding you of their generosity. Suddenly, what seemed like a kind gesture feels like a burden, as if you owe them something you never agreed to. Practical advice. When faced with gifts that might come with strings attached, consider these steps. 1. Assess the intention. Ask yourself, what is the giver's true motive? If the gift feels like a way to influence your actions or decisions, proceed with caution. 2. Set boundaries. Politely decline gifts that come with expectations. You might say, "I deeply appreciate your offer, but I prefer to handle this on my own to keep things simple." 3. Reaffirm independence. If you've already accepted such a gift, focus on maintaining your autonomy. Politely but firmly communicate that your decisions will remain your own, regardless of the gift. Gifts meant to manipulate or control can undermine your freedom and peace of mind. By recognizing such motives and setting clear boundaries, you protect yourself from emotional entanglement. Next, let's examine a more subtle yet equally impactful category: gifts associated with conflict or unresolved emotions. 4. Gifts associated with conflict or unresolved emotions. Some gifts may seem thoughtful or kind at first glance, but if they're tied to a history of conflict or unresolved emotions, they can carry heavy, negative energy. These gifts often act as silent reminders of past disagreements, betrayals, or hurtful experiences, keeping emotional wounds open rather than allowing them to heal. In Buddhism, letting go of past conflicts is essential for spiritual growth and inner peace. Clinging to objects tied to negative emotions can anchor you to those moments, making it harder to move forward and cultivate harmony in your life. Objects associated with unresolved emotions can act as energy magnets, repeatedly bringing the past into the present. The Buddha taught that our attachments to emotional pain or grudges create suffering. Keeping such gifts around may unknowingly perpetuate this cycle, hindering your ability to experience peace and closure. Imagine receiving a framed photo from an old friend with whom you had a bitter falling out. They offer the gift in an attempt to mend the relationship, but every time you see it, you're reminded of the hurtful words exchanged and the unresolved tension. Instead of feeling joy, you're left with a heavy heart and lingering resentment. Practical advice. To handle gifts tied to conflict or unresolved emotions, consider these steps. 1. Acknowledge the emotional weight. Be honest with yourself about how the gift makes you feel. If it brings up negative emotions, recognize that it might not serve your well-being. 2. Practice forgiveness. Even if the conflict is unresolved, engage in a forgiveness practice, not necessarily for the other person, but for your own peace. Letting go of resentment helps to dissolve the negative energy tied to the gift. 3. Release the gift mindfully. If keeping the gift feels burdensome, consider letting it go. You can donate, recycle, or return it with gratitude for the intention behind it, but without holding onto the object itself. 4. Create positive associations. If the gift has practical value or sentimental importance, try reframing your thoughts about it. Use rituals, such as meditating with the item, to infuse it with new, positive energy. Gifts linked to unresolved emotions serve as reminders of the past, often holding you back from living fully in the present. By addressing and releasing their energy, you open the door to emotional healing and balance. Let's now turn to another significant category: gifts that symbolize jealousy or envy. 5. Gifts that symbolize jealousy or envy. Not all gifts are given with pure intentions. Some may be offered out of jealousy or envy, cloaked in the guise of generosity. While the item might appear beautiful or valuable, the underlying energy of jealousy can seep into your life, disturbing your emotional and spiritual equilibrium. In Buddhism, envy is considered one of the 3 poisons, along with greed and ignorance, that cloud our judgment and create suffering. When a gift is given with envy, it can carry the negative vibrations of that emotion, subtly affecting your peace of mind and relationships. Jealousy or envy is a destructive energy that impacts not just the giver, but also the receiver. Accepting a gift tainted with these feelings can bring conflict, insecurity, or tension into your life. The Buddha emphasized mindfulness in all interactions, teaching us to recognize when external energies, like envy, may disrupt our harmony. Imagine a neighbor giving you an expensive decoration for your home after noticing your recent renovation. On the surface, it seems like a kind gesture, but you sense a subtle bitterness in their tone. Over time, their interactions with you become strained, as if the gift was more about comparison than kindness. Practical advice: to protect yourself from the hidden energy of jealousy, keep these tips in mind. 1. Recognize subtle signals. Pay attention to the giver's words, tone, and behavior. If the gift seems to stem from competition or envy, be cautious. 2. Accept with neutrality. If you feel obligated to accept such a gift, do so politely, but avoid allowing it to affect your emotions. Detach yourself from any perceived expectations. 3. Cleanse the gift's energy. Use cleansing rituals such as smudging, chanting, or meditating to neutralize the energy of the item before bringing it into your space. 4. Limit future exchanges. If you sense recurring envy from the giver, consider setting healthy boundaries to protect your peace. Gifts rooted in jealousy may seem harmless, but they can subtly influence your emotional well-being and relationships. Being mindful of such energies helps maintain your spiritual balance. Now, let's uncover another type of gift to avoid: gifts with harmful or destructive symbolism. 6. Gifts with harmful or destructive symbolism. Some gifts, while seemingly innocent, carry harmful or destructive symbolism rooted in their design, history, or cultural associations. These items may unknowingly attract negative energies or evoke feelings of fear, insecurity, or discomfort. In Buddhism, the objects we keep around us should promote harmony and peace, not evoke discord or unease. Symbolism holds great power in shaping our subconscious minds and energy fields. Accepting a gift with destructive symbolism can introduce hidden negativity into your life, disturbing the flow of positive energy. Buddhism teaches us to be mindful of the energies we allow into our lives. Objects with harmful symbolism, such as weapons, grotesque art, or items associated with ill omens, can disrupt your spiritual environment and create inner turmoil. Even if the giver has no ill intent, the object's inherent energy or meaning can still affect you. Imagine someone gifting you a decorative knife or sword, intending it as a display piece. While it may be beautiful, its symbolism, a tool for cutting, conflict, or aggression, may bring a subtle but persistent sense of unease into your home. Over time, you might notice heightened arguments or tension in the household, as if the energy of conflict has entered your space. Practical advice: when dealing with gifts that carry harmful or destructive symbolism, follow these steps. 1. Research the object's meaning. Understand the cultural or historical significance of the item. Does it align with peace and harmony, or does it represent conflict or negativity? 2. Politely decline when possible. If you recognize harmful symbolism in a gift, it's okay to politely decline, explaining that it doesn't align with your values or energy. 3. Neutralize the energy. If you must keep such a gift, purify it through a Buddhist ritual like chanting, smudging, or placing it in a sacred space for cleansing. 4. Replace with positive symbols. Surround yourself with objects that carry uplifting meanings, such as statues of the Buddha, natural elements, or symbols of peace and prosperity. The symbolism behind the objects you accept into your life can greatly influence your energy and peace of mind. By being mindful of these hidden meanings, you can protect your environment from negativity. Let's now explore another category: gifts given during times of personal or collective turmoil. 7. Gifts given during times of personal or collective turmoil. Gifts exchanged during periods of personal or collective turmoil, such as times of grief, conflict, or widespread uncertainty, can carry the energy of those troubled moments. While the intent behind the gift may be kind, the circumstances surrounding it can leave an imprint, transferring heavy or unsettling energy into your life. In Buddhist teachings, the energy present during an action becomes intertwined with the result. Gifts given amidst turmoil, whether personal loss or societal upheaval, can retain the vibrations of stress, fear, or sorrow, potentially influencing the recipient's emotional and spiritual well-being. Moments of turmoil often bring heightened emotions, such as grief, anger, or anxiety. Objects exchanged during these times may absorb and carry this energy, making it difficult for you to fully move forward or find peace. The Buddha taught that mindfulness in every action, including gift-giving, helps maintain harmony and prevent the spread of negative energy. Imagine receiving a family keepsake during a time of mourning, such as the passing of a loved one. While the gift holds sentimental value, it may also carry the sadness and grief of the moment. Every time you look at it, you might feel a weight on your heart, as if the sorrow of the past is lingering in your present. Practical advice. To handle gifts given during difficult times, consider these steps. 1. Acknowledge the emotion. Recognize the emotions tied to the gift. Reflect on whether keeping it aligns with the energy you wish to cultivate in your life. 2. Cleanse with rituals. Perform a purification ritual to release any heavy energy the gift might carry. Light a candle, meditate, or recite a mantra to infuse it with peace and positivity. 3. Transform the meaning. Reframe the object's significance. Instead of associating it with grief or turmoil, connect it with the lessons, love, or strength gained from that time. 4. Consider letting it go. If the gift feels too emotionally charged, it's okay to respectfully part with it. Donate or pass it on with an intention of love and healing. Gifts given during turbulent times may serve as emotional anchors, holding on to the energy of the moment. By addressing their impact mindfully, you can ensure your space remains a sanctuary of peace. Next, let's examine a surprising category: gifts that are overly extravagant or excessive. 8. Gifts that are overly extravagant or excessive. While it may seem flattering to receive an extravagant or excessively expensive gift, such offerings often carry unintended emotional or social burdens. In Buddhist teachings, balance and moderation are key principles for cultivating inner peace. Extravagant gifts can disrupt this balance, introducing feelings of guilt, obligation, or even envy. Gifts that go beyond the bounds of what feels appropriate can create an imbalance in relationships. They may unintentionally set expectations or foster discomfort, especially if the giver has made personal sacrifices to afford the gift or has ulterior motives. Extravagant gifts can shift the dynamic of a relationship, placing unnecessary pressure on the recipient. The Buddha taught that true generosity arises from a place of humility and selflessness. Gifts that are excessive often stem from attachment, pride, or a desire to impress, which are misaligned with the spiritual values of giving. Imagine a friend gifting you an expensive designer watch out of the blue. While you're grateful, you feel uneasy, knowing they might have stretched their finances to buy it. Over time, you notice the friend subtly mentioning the gift during conversations, making you feel obligated to reciprocate in ways you hadn't intended. Practical advice. To handle overly extravagant or excessive gifts mindfully, follow these steps. 1. Acknowledge your feelings. Reflect on how the gift makes you feel. If it creates discomfort or a sense of obligation, it's worth addressing those emotions. 2. Express gratitude. Set boundaries. Politely thank the giver, but communicate your feelings about the extravagance. For example, say, "I appreciate your kindness, but something simpler would mean just as much to me." 3. Redirect future gifts. Suggest alternative ways the giver can express their generosity, such as spending time together or contributing to a charitable cause in your name. 4. Rebalance the relationship. If you feel the gift has created an imbalance, focus on strengthening the relationship through acts of kindness or thoughtful gestures that don't rely on material value. Extravagant gifts can unintentionally complicate relationships and disrupt your emotional balance. By responding with mindfulness, you can honor the giver's intentions while protecting your inner peace. Finally, let's delve into the last type of gift you should avoid: gifts that violate your personal values or ethics. 9. Gifts that violate your personal values or ethics. One of the most spiritually damaging types of gifts is one that conflicts with your personal values or ethical beliefs. Accepting such a gift can create an inner dissonance, as it forces you to compromise your principles or feel guilt about bringing something into your life that doesn't align with your moral compass. In Buddhism, living in accordance with your values is a cornerstone of the Eightfold Path, particularly under the principles of right action and right livelihood. When you accept a gift that violates these principles, you may inadvertently invite inner conflict, guilt, or regret, disrupting your sense of harmony. A gift that clashes with your values can be a source of spiritual imbalance. It may even encourage behaviors or thoughts that go against the peaceful and mindful life you strive to cultivate. The Buddha emphasized the importance of making choices that align with your higher purpose and spiritual goals, even when it comes to something as seemingly simple as receiving a gift. Imagine being gifted a luxury item made from animal products, such as fur or ivory, when you strongly believe in animal welfare. While the giver may have had good intentions, accepting the gift could make you feel uneasy and create internal conflict about compromising your values. Practical advice. Here's how to handle gifts that don't align with your values. 1. Be honest about your beliefs. Politely explain your perspective to the giver. For example, you could say, "This is a thoughtful gift, but it doesn't align with my personal beliefs about sustainability and animal welfare." 2. Decline with gratitude. Thank the giver for their thoughtfulness while gently declining the gift. You might suggest alternatives that resonate better with your values. 3. Repurpose or redirect. If you've already accepted the gift, consider donating or repurposing it in a way that feels more aligned with your principles. 4. Communicate boundaries for the future. Share your values with the giver to guide their future gestures. This can deepen understanding and strengthen the relationship. Accepting gifts that violate your values can create unnecessary internal conflict and disrupt your spiritual alignment. By approaching such situations with honesty and mindfulness, You uphold your principles while respecting the giver's intentions. Conclusion. Throughout this journey, we've explored the 9 types of gifts you should never accept, each carrying hidden energies or intentions that can disrupt your inner peace. Whether it's inherited objects, manipulative gestures, or items conflicting with your values, the common thread is mindfulness, being aware of what you allow into your life and why. Buddhist teachings remind us that every action, no matter how small, shapes our energy and spiritual path. By applying these insights, you can protect your sacred space, cultivate harmony, and deepen your connection to yourself and those around you. Take a moment to reflect. Are there any gifts in your life that may be affecting your peace without you realizing it? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. Let's create a ripple of positive energy by spreading this wisdom and helping others protect their spiritual balance. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might benefit. Together, let's build a mindful and harmonious community. Thank you for being part of this journey.